Is Lando scared of the big bad Max Verstappen? A look at both sides of the rivalry. The 2025 Formula One season is shaping up to be an all-out dogfight between two very different gladiators. Lando Norris, McLaren's maturing talent now leading the championship, and Max Verstappen, the three-time world champion, still carrying the aura of invincibility. But as the stakes rise, one question keeps echoing across fan forums, interviews, and racing podcasts. Is Lando Norris scared of Max Verstappen? It's a loaded question, and like most questions in F1, it doesn't have a simple yes or no answer. To really understand the dynamics at play, you need to go deeper. Because while Norris claims he's not scared of Max, the optics, the radio messages, the wheel-to-wheel hesitations, and even the strategic decisions from McLaren sometimes paint a more complicated picture. Let's break down both sides of this psychological tug-of-war. Theory 1. No fear, just smart racing. Lando Norris has been unequivocal in interviews. He's not afraid of Max Verstappen. He said so repeatedly, most notably in late 2024 after their collision in Austria. No one's scared of Max, he told reporters. He's just damn fast. There's a difference between fear and respect, and Norris has drawn that line clearly. He sees Verstappen as a benchmark, not a boogeyman. And his results support this. In 2025, Norris has come out swinging. He won the Australian Grand Prix with clinical precision and followed it up with a gutsy second place in China, just a point ahead of Verstappen in the championship standings. You don't beat Max on pace if you're afraid of him. Even mentally, Norris appears more prepared than ever. Gone is the younger version who second-guessed himself in high-pressure moments. Instead, he's open about his past mental health struggles and has taken proactive steps to strengthen his mindset. Pre-season, he visited Swansea University's sports labs to work on both physical and mental performance. That's not weakness. It's championship-caliber preparation. And let's not forget, this isn't Norris's first title chase. In 2024, he was Verstappen's closest rival, keeping the championship alive well into the final races. Every time he went wheel-to-wheel with Max, he knew the risk, but he didn't back down. That's courage, not cowardice. Theory 2. The shadow of Max still lingers. And yet, if Norris isn't scared, why does he often look like he's driving with just a touch more hesitation when Verstappen's nearby? Let's go back to Austria 2024. Norris had a real chance to win that race. Instead, he tangled with Verstappen in a late race duel that he arguably could have avoided or won, depending on your take. The post-race fallout showed cracks, not in his skill, but in his mindset. Norris expressed frustration and disappointment, but there was an underlying resignation. He knew he had poked the lion and paid the price. And there's the bigger trend. Norris still hasn't passed Verstappen for the win on track in a straight fight. When Verstappen is leading, Norris tends to play it safer than, say, Charles Leclerc or even George Russell would. It could be respect. It could be strategy. But to some, it looks like a psychological edge Max still holds. Verstappen, unlike Norris, carries the swagger of a man who believes he owns every inch of the track. His wheel-to-wheel aggression is clinical and ruthless. He pushes the limits, dares his rivals to blink, and so far, Norris occasionally has. McLaren's strategy team too seems more cautious when it comes to Max. In China, rather than undercutting or attempting an aggressive call to beat Red Bull outright, they settled for track position and tyre management. A pragmatic call, but one that fans saw as a subtle sign that Max still occupies more space in Norris's head than he'd like to admit. The psychology of rivals. This battle isn't just about speed, it's about identity. Verstappen is the alpha, fast, aggressive, and emotionally bulletproof. Norris is the thoughtful tactician, consistent, likable, and methodical. But in F1, the title rarely goes to the nice guy. That's why fans ask if Lando is missing that final, brutal edge. The same edge that Lewis had in his prime, and that Verstappen has never lacked. Even Norris's own words play into this. In an interview with The Guardian, he stated, "You don't need a killer instinct to be world champion." Admirable? Absolutely. But it also invites skepticism. Because in a sport where your teammate is your first enemy and your rival's mistake is your opportunity, the killer instinct isn't just useful, it's often necessary. And Max, he smells blood every weekend. So, Is Lando scared, or is he just smart? The truth likely lives somewhere in the middle. Lando Norris is not scared of Max Verstappen in the way rookies once were. He's not overawed. He's not backing off in fear. But there's still a psychological gap. A chasm formed not by lack of talent, but by years of Verstappen dominance and Norris's own evolution into a top-tier driver. He may not be scared of Max, but he might still be cautious. He might still be calculating. He might still be figuring out when and how to unleash the version of himself that's willing to risk everything for a win, even if it means rubbing wheels with the fastest, meanest driver of this generation. Final verdict: the battle is just beginning. Whether Norris is scared, cautious, or just being strategic, what matters is what he does from here. Because the 2025 championship won't be won with clever interviews or polite overtakes. It will be decided in the high-speed chaos of Turn 1, in the pit lane decisions under pressure, and in those razor-thin margins where fear and bravery blur into instinct. If Norris wants to take the crown, he'll have to do more than keep up. He'll have to stare Verstappen down, and this time, refuse to blink. Is Lando Norris scared of Max Verstappen? Maybe he still is. But maybe, he's about to stop caring. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to F1 Dramas for more unfiltered, unflinching takes from the wildest paddock on earth. Narpadaude.